Okay, hi. Welcome back. So we're at Helm's Deep. Let's have a look and see one of my favorite parts of this run. Um, because Helm's Deep is just so much fun. You get some cool characters to kind of hang around with, and it's a blast. So let's kick it off straight away. So this is still the end of Rohan. So you get a nice cutscene which shows like Helm's Deep in its entirety, which is quite cool. So once you start, there's a bunch of things you need to do. So Helm's Deep is split into kind of two things. I'm just bringing up a epic pen thing here so I can do any drawings as well on the run again. So Helm's Deep is split into two parts. You've got Helm's Deep during the day, where you have to pick up a bunch of stuff, talk to the Fellowship. So Aragon, Legolas, and Gimli. Also, then you don't have to speak to Theoden. Like you can speak to Theoden. There is a cutscene with him, but you don't have to do it for the 80% run. So we're going to run around, speak to various people, pick up some items, equip all the items, and then apply all the stats that we can. Because once you start the fights in Helm's Deep, it's continuous. So like you don't get a gap for a while. So you're gonna have 3 deeping wall fights, I believe, if I remember correctly. You've got a few fights on the breached wall, and then you are able to self-control. So you've got about 6 fights where you have to do them back to back. So first of all, let's start off because there is like a specific route that we take to do this optimally. So the first thing you want to do is I'm gonna let all this play out, by the way. So I'm not gonna like fast forward this because this is quite specific. Head to the right here and go through this this passageway because this will lead you into the armory. And what you want to do is just pick up all the items. So there's 2 on the right, and 1 on the left, if I remember correctly. Speak to Gambling. Also, sorry about that pop up. Wavelink has an update apparently. So yeah, speak to Gambling, and then you want to head out and run straight to the left and go inside the hall, because you need to speak to Gimli. I will skip over the cutscene though because it's not really that relevant. So Gimli in his optimistic way. So yeah, head out of the hall. And then we're going to go and speak to Legolas, who is on the deeping wall. To get there, you just walk around the rampart where you came from and just take this passageway next to the Rohan soldier. And Legolas is right there on the left. You can see him there. He's just on this passageway. So once you've done that, head back up where you came. And then you want to go all the way back to where you first spawned. So in the stable area, because that is where Aragon is. There he is. Okay. So once you've done this, we're going to go back all the way to the armory. And this is where it's very important to equip stuff. So just a little disclaimer. I had a run where I forgot to equip stuff. You will not survive. Like, there is so much going on that enemies are going to kill you. So here we are going to equip all the new items. So give everything to everybody. So if it's an improvement, you give them. Check the swords when you do this, because by this time you've likely picked up multiple things. So just make sure you're equipping the one that gives you the best stats. And then once you've got all of the armor equipped, you probably don't need to do all like everybody, but just do it just in case you have to use them in a fight. You want to give spirit and speed to Idril. You want to give strength, speed, and a little bit of dexterity to Berethor. You also want to give strength and dexterity to Elagost. Eowyn, you're going to have a lot of points for because you only just met him. Apply most of them to strength, but put 10 on dexterity and a little bit on speed. Hadod, just put them all on dexterity. And then strength on Morwen. There we go. Like, there's so much to do now. So now we go into the actual fights. So each time you finish a fight, you're going to get a cutscene. So you'll need to skip through them. And the premise of the fights is to get rid of the ladders. So you've got ladder 1, ladder 2, ladder 3. You can't hit these, though, until these guys are gone. So, like, each of these guys will correspond to a different ladder. So once you've killed this guy, you'll be able to hit this ladder, hit this ladder, and so on. So the way to go about it is, as Legolas, use Urakua, because it does the most damage, and as you can see, it destroys these guys. And when you're attacking the ladders, make sure that you use either double attacks or these frenzy attacks, like here. So Idril has frenzy here, which is really good. And these guys are going to spawn much quicker than like other areas where like you might be waiting a turn or two. But Black Speech is just really good because it will just kill basically everything. So bring in Eowyn here because Eowyn's attacks are really, really good. Sorry, Morwen, because Orwin has double cleave. So yeah, you'll see like the ladders are really, really like weak because they're objects. So almost everything you do to them will be a critical. Which is what you want. So whenever you're attacking a ladder, just make sure you're using multi-attacks. So use Morwen's double cleave and Berethor's Citadel Rage. And when you've got enemies like this, if Idril gets a turn, just use Black Speech. Because that will also damage the ladders as well, if you've got a free open slot. Like there, like Morwen has counterattacks as well. The only thing about Morwen, though, is that she's really weak. So just bear that in mind. Like there, it probably would have been a good idea to swap in Eowyn to do like a big attack. So yeah, like I'm going to ignore the Uruk. So whenever you've got a ladder open, take the ladder out. Because it makes the fight that much easier. There you go. That's how the fight should go. It's actually... Once you get a feel to these fights, they're not that bad at all. Because we're going to do this 2 more times. So here you'll get a cutscene. And now it's exactly the same. So it's 3 ladders, 3 enemies, and just repeat. So Urakua, Citadel Rages, Black Speech with Idril. And you'll get through these fights quite easy. Like, these fights are okay. And the beauty of these fights is they give a lot of XP, so you're going to level up. That's why it's not too bad to have the fights in a row. Like, look how much XP you get from one fight. Like, you're going to level up. There is no doubt. And then Ladders 3 is exactly the same. So I'll skip through this at this point. So... Because it's, like I say, like there's nothing different in the other 2 fights. Now we're on to Deeping Wall. So this is, well, technically it's Breached Wall, not Deeping Wall, but you get the point. So this fight is actually quite long. You have 4 enemies, and they will continuously come. So if Idril gets the first turn, you want to do a Frenzy. Do Black Speech, because it will kill all 4 of them. Then the game will spawn the entirety of the next wave. So all 4 enemies are going to spawn. And here we are introduced to a new type of enemy. Which is, there we go, here he comes. It's the Sappers. So the Sappers have 2 attacks. So these guys, they have basically no armor. So any attack on them is going to probably kill them. Particularly with Gimli as well, because Gimli's like a really cool tank. So these guys have 2 attacks. It's like a 2-phase thing. So their first attack, they will light their bomb on the back. That's like an actual move. Also, ignore the really bad handwriting. It's hard to actually like write with this. And then the next attack, they will attack somebody. If they do that, they are going to probably kill them. So this, like, if these guys hit you, it's basically insta death. So when you see one of these guys, focus on them. They need to get rid of. You cannot let these guys stay. Because there's also a chance that they'll get multiple turns in a row, which will make it a lot harder for you. So Black Speech won't kill them in one. Like, here comes another one. This is the thing. There is 3 of them now, currently on the screen. Also, the first time you control Morwen in this fight, switch her out to Aoden, because Aoden's attacks do a lot more damage. Like there, like you'll see, like you do a hell of a lot of damage to them. But it's just making sure that you actually have the damage. Like I have Ecthelion Wrath here, so I don't need to use it on these guys because of the damage you do to them. But just bear that in mind. Like, these guys are really brutal as well because they have, like, a poison pit, which is a really, like, damaging attack. But focus on sappers. So these guys are, like, your mortal enemy. You must get them out of there, basically. Other than that, there's not much to it. So if you feel like you're about to, like, start struggling, just use Aura of the Valor with Idriel. Because that will keep someone from being permadead. But in all honesty, you should be fine. Because even if they get like turns in a row like that, like the chances are they're not going to kill everybody. And Gimli can kill most of these guys like in one hit, like that. So use Gimli a lot because he's just super good. There I get a bit unlucky, I get a double crit. Like, there you go, that's the first attack this guy will do. So he's now lit his bomb. He won't attack yet. He has to wait for another turn. So now, at this point, it becomes even more crucial to take him out. So here, I will do a Fangorn Bash, which will get rid of all these guys. Do it with Aoden as well, because his strength is really, really good. Like, he has the highest strength in the game at this point. So he does more damage. So enemies have some turns. Use Axe Cleave, and it normally gets rid of them. Not sure why I didn't do Citadel Rage there, but... yeah, also Aoden use Rupture Armor, because it's a really, really strong attack. And basically repeat that process. So do your strongest attacks. Focus on sappers when they arrive. Use the perfect mode at some point. Use Black Speech. And then you should be fine. So yeah, those guys are dead. There's still sappers to come. Once you start seeing the Lancer guys, you'll know you're approaching the end of the fight. Also there, Aoden died. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, there we go. That was my mistake. I didn't focus on this guy, so I actually got a detonate here. So Gimli died. But also that does get rid of the enemy though, so it's like, yeah, it's not too bad. If Gimli does die, revive him because he's just so useful. And also he'll get a turn. Why did I not focus on the sapper there? That's stupid. I let Gimli die there, which is kind of stupid. Might be because this is the last guy, actually, now I think about it. Yeah, that was the last guy. Like, because these guys weren't spawning anymore, I had a feeling that was the last guy, so I didn't need to revive. So yeah, that was actually quite smart, actually. But there you go. I should have revived Aoden, to be honest, because he would have got the extra thing. I also got Morgul Decay in that fight, which is quite good. Okay, so now this is the part of the game when you have control again. So once you beat that fight with Gimli, you're in the armory. This guy just isn't going to fight. Apparently, he's just going to chill in here. Equip all the new items that you've got, because you're going to need them, because we're going to have 3 back-to-back fights, which are actually quite tough. And then stats-wise, strength on Morwen. You want to do spirit and speed on Idriel. Strength and speed on Berethor. Better strength on Elegost. And then just do strength on Hadad as well. I also recommend saving here as well. Because if you don't save here and then you die on one of these fights, you are going to have to redo basically all of Helm's Deep. If you didn't save then, you're going back to like here, for example, I would have gone back all the way to the Grima fight in Rohan. So yeah, that's run over. Check skills here as well. I'd recommend, just to see where you're at, because like for here, because of the levels up you get during the fights, Elegost is pretty much done with everything that you need to unlock. So just learn Lingering Sleep, because it makes Arrows of Sleep last for the full fight, which is actually quite OP, now I think about it. And then yeah, Athelian Might is the last one for Berethor there. So that's a good place to check skills, because you're going to have done a lot at this point. Pick up this. It's got Dwarven Ale. And here comes the gate fight. Oh no, tell a lie. This is actually a random fight. I triggered a random fight here. I didn't realize. But yeah, a black speech kills them, so it's fine. You don't even need. I didn't even need a frenzy there. Which Eowyn leveled up from, so actually it was kind of a benefit. Okay, so now we're into a fight where we have Aragon. Aragon is super OP. He has an attack called Bane of Sauron, which allows him to hit an enemy 4 times. So we're going to abuse that. We're also going to abuse Idriel's Shadowcraft. So do a Frenzy, Black Speech, kills one wave in its entirety. Another wave will spawn. We can then kill that wave in its entirety. So a good notion to follow in this fight is keep an eye out for when trolls turn up, because that means you're approaching sort of the end. You'll come up against a troll that has a hammer, and that's the last enemy. So you'll know you're approaching the end there. Whenever you see the guys with the lances, so the guys that we fought with Grima, switch in Morwen and try and steal items from them, because you'll get Morgul Decay. Like these guys. So when you see these guys, use Morwen and steal the item. So yeah, here is the Bane of Sauron attack. As you can see, quite OP. And also, I don't think I've ever seen him miss. Or if I have, it's very rare. I also have double attack as Berethor here, which is nice for later. And quite beneficial here. Yeah. Oh, quick note with Eowyn. If you see that he has Frenzy, don't use it. Because when you do Frenzy as Eowyn, you can only do spirit attacks rather than Spearcraft. So just focus on Spearcraft. Here we've got Arrows of Sleep, which is really good because I can put these guys to sleep. The Lancer guys are immune, but that does mean that like they'll be we can just focus on him. So now what I'm going to do is, because these two are asleep, I'm only going to kill the guy in the middle. Because that will allow me to basically kill one enemy at a time. So again, Bane of Sauron on the guy in the middle, and 1, 2, 3, and dead. Here comes a Lancer guy. I think you can see where this is going. Also, don't worry too much about using double attacks here. I don't think with Berethor doesn't really make much of a difference. You're just gonna spend more action points. Like you think about that attack, I'd have lost another 150. So just bear the cost in mind because it means you're not gonna be able to do it all the time. Elaghost, I do the hours of sleep again, so I can put the other two back to sleep. So it kind of resets the timer for it. One did die though, so it's kind of pointless. But... Okay. So I mean, you can see by the split time how long this fight is. So it's actually like it's quite a very long fight. So doing strats like hours of sleep to kind of like keep things like tipped over in your favor is ideal. Okay, Black Speech to kill all three. That will then spawn another wave. So another wave in its entirety will start spawning. And here's the trolls. They start turning up here. Fortunately, these trolls aren't that bad. The guys with the hammers can be a bit annoying, but these ones are okay. Particularly with Aragon there, because, you know, 4 hits and dead, you know. Even works on a troll. If you want to as well, you can do Berethor's Company Might as well, which will increase the damage that you do. Oh yeah, Stunning Blade. So these trolls can stun people. So bear that in mind because that's gonna be crucial coming up. Here's the hammer, guys. So when you see this troll with the massive hammer, these are the ones that can be annoying. One, because their attacks are actually quite slow. But Thunder Hammer, which is this attack, you'll notice stuns people. It's not too bad in this fight. Oh, he missed. Wow, okay. Like I say, it's not too bad in this fight. But the ones after, you need to kind of keep an eye out on it because you can easily lose a run by being stun locked. Okay, he did. Oh, wow, I actually golded that split. Nice. So that guy's the last guy. So when you see that hammer troll, he's the last enemy. So now we're going to go into 2 fights that are... you don't have an extra person. Also, look at that XP. It's so nice to look at, right? Okay. So the first fight is actually quite short. You've got a hammer troll and 2 of these guys. Adriel's Frenzy plus 2 Black Speech will work. Like, that was super, super good. I killed the first guy off a counter attack. But first of all, get rid of the troll. The troll is like your main enemy in this. But using the double attack here was ideal because I could do this. So I have like basically 6 free attacks on the troll. And it's pretty much almost dead at this point. Like when it enters that like animation, like that position, it means it's almost dead. Do I do a Loud Water Fury here? I should. No, I didn't. But yeah, you go. So that's the first fight. So that one's quite short. The next one is the one, like, even though it's 4 minutes, it can easily become 10 if you don't play this right. So, what you've got is 3 of the berserkers plus a troll, but other enemies are going to take their place. This attack is the most annoying of these guys because Stagger Foe will stun you. So first of all, as Idril, do Black Speech twice because that will kill these guys. I play it safe and I put Aura the Valor on Idril. just in case. I should have probably used that, but that's fine. Do I waste the perfect mode now? I do. That was a bad move. I'd already damaged them with Black Speech, so I should have just played as Elagos and just done Arrows of Sleep there, but it's not the end of the world, because I did kill all 4 of them, so... so here comes a second wave. So you got a Sapper, 2 Berserkers, and a Troll. And this is the thing about this fight as well, is the enemy might get a lot of turns in a row. Okay, so now I do Arrows of Sleep. I think this works on the Troll as well. Oh no, they're all immune. Yeah, that wasn't a good example. But also, like, at least it killed everything. Here's what you want to do. I've been waiting to see this. So because Berethor was stunned earlier in the fight, I had to do this a bit later, but you want to do stand fast. It doesn't matter who the third person is. As long as Berethor and Idriel are immune to stun, you're fine. Because they are like your 2 most crucial people in this fight. So now if an enemy tries to stun you, you're immune, so you won't get caught by it. And again, focus on the Troll, because you can use Idriel's Black Speech to kill the Berserkers. Oh, there we go. Like, Berethor and Elagos are dead. Idriel might die here, actually, if I remember right. Oh, no, she doesn't. Okay, we're good. So yeah, kill those. I'm not too worried about Idriel right now because I've got Aura of the Valor on her, so like I can do this. So now the Thunder Troll is the only one left. So this fight all of a sudden turns in my favor because when a character gets revived by Power of the Valor, so after Aura of the Valor, they instantly get a turn. So I can use that because it also gives you full action points back. So you can basically just do this. So put all the Valor on just in case the Troll does stun me, because I've lost the stun immunity. Because Idriel died, she's not immune to stun anymore. So that's why I did Aura of the Valor. Like now, it's like she died again because the Troll stunned her and then carried on attacking. But now I know the Troll is quite weak. I probably still... Do I still do... Oh, no, I don't. I just do Black Speech. And that is the Troll dead. Like, you can see here, like, that fight, like, there wasn't much I could do about it, but I still lost 40 seconds to it. That's how rough that fight can be. But that is Helm's Deep done. Like, that is actually a really, really quick area. So as long as you play each fight right, like you do those, I'll let this cutscene play out while I'm talking. So as long as you make sure that in that last fight, you keep Idriel alive and she's got Frenzy, you can't lose, basically. You'll have everything you need to keep them alive. And then you can go on to Osgiliath, which is actually quite a challenging area because there's a point when you don't have Idriel for a while, which does prove quite tricky. Also, random plot story where Saruman is controlling Berethor. Definitely happened in the story, right? We definitely remember this. Where Saruman captured a Gondorian soldier. So, Osgiliath is next. So, I look forward to going through that. We're not that far from the end now, because Osgiliath is... Even though it's like 47 minutes here, and I do lose like 10 minutes in this run because I died to the Witch King, but the fights are very straightforward. So I look forward to it. But until the next time, guys, hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget, check out the description. I'll put a link to the Discord, so you can come and join the speedrunning Discord, where we're very actively talking about this run right now. So we're trying to optimize when is the best time to do certain upgrades, and when is the best time to equip items and things like that. So come and check that out. It'd be really cool to see some new members. And if you want to try this run yourself, like ask any questions, because I've like you can ask questions in the comments on the video, or you can come and ask me on the Discord. I am admin over there, so I'm pretty much always on there. So if you got any questions, come and ask me. I'll do my best to answer them. But until the next time, guys, hope you have enjoyed, and until then, bye.